Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Liberal Red Pill. Today we're talking about again Joe Biden. With the election less than a month away, people are really starting to ask him, "Hey, what's your stance on packing the Supreme Court?" This is something the Democrats have threatened to do. Should Amy Coney Barrett be confirmed to the Supreme Court? I think this is something that's just again so hypocritical where it comes from the Democratic side, where if we can't win by the rules, we're going to change the rules. It's becoming more along. I mean, it's something that I'm starting to become accustomed to seeing from the Democratic side, but still nonetheless disgusted with. I don't like the fact that they've gone back, tried to change the Electoral College, wanting to change. And this is what's funny. Nationally, the Democrats hate the Electoral College, okay? But when you're picking the nominees for the Republican and the Democratic presidential nominees, the Democrats actually have a form of the Electoral College inside their own party, as where the Republicans do a popular vote. Where the most popular Republican is the one that gets the nomination. So for them not being able to win on a national stage, but that's what they do within their own party stage, is absolutely, again, we're talking about the Democrats. But hey, man, if you want to follow the Democrats, that's up to you. In my city, I'm going to become more politically active in my city coming to the near future because the Democrats in my city are starting to think that they're smarter. They just, as a matter of fact, they just elected a new what is it called, a public health director, who she's a woman, and of course she has to be heavy-handed with the law. If you guys don't do this with the coronavirus orders that we give you, you might be getting a visit from law enforcement. This woman doesn't understand that that's why the reason law enforcement has the reputation that they have today. Not because they're enforcing laws, it's because they're enforcing non-constitutional and you're a cop. You should be listening to this too. You should pull your head, you know, clear of those types of situations. And oh, they told me to do it is not something that you're going to get away with. Oh, I was following orders. It's something that you're not going to get away with anymore. Not now, not anymore into the future. Y'all are being held accountable higher than you've ever been held accountable before. So you need to be careful with what you're doing, because what I've always told people, I'm my stances on cops are, you know, neither here nor there, but do what they tell you to do at the time. You cops will win the day, but if you can manage to, you can win the war. But back to the Supreme Court packing thing and what's going on with the Democrats on the whole, because I got into the whole local politics because I have some stories coming out of the local politics that we're going to want to pay attention to as well. But let's take a look here. Voters don't deserve to know Joe Biden's stance on packing the Supreme Court, the Democratic nominee said this week, according to an article in the New York Post. In a prickly interview with a Las Vegas news station Friday, the Biden doubled down on his refusal to say whether he supports expanding the highest court in the land to more than just 9 justices. This is the number one thing that I've been asked from about viewers for the last couple of days, began KTNV's Ross DeMattei. Sorry if I butchered the name. Well, you've been asked by the viewers who are probably Republicans, Biden said sarcastically. Don't the voters deserve to know where you stand on, DeMattei continued. No, they don't deserve, Biden snapped. I'm not going to play his game. Biden claimed his position on packing is non-issue, but Trump is making it one. To take the eye off the ball and change the subject. He'd love packing to be the discussion, Biden added. On Thursday, the former vice president said he would not talk about his court packing stance because it would become a headline if he did. Okay, and so this is part of why people don't like you. This is why Republicans can't stand you, because you lie about small things that don't need to be lied about. If Same thing with Trump. If you're lying, whatever the case is. However, this guy claims not to be everything Trump is. Like, I hate when people are like, Trump is this, Trump is that, and then they act the same exact way. I mean, Biden, Kamala Harris act the same exact way. It's absolutely and positively disgusting. And yeah, this guy. I mean, this guy is truly gonna get his issue. That came a day after his running mate Kamala Harris refused to answer direct questions about packing the court during her debate with Vice President Mike Pence. Dude, Mike Pence nailed Kamala Harris to the wall. I'll be doing a video a little bit later on exactly what was going on and a couple of the highlights. And I thought that, I had thought that Mike Pence, was going to have a poor showing at the debate. I really, really did, and it has nothing to do because I don't mind Mike Pence. Mike Pence is he's been an okay vice president, if you ask me. The It was everything the presidential debate should be. I'm gonna do a couple videos on the Trump debate, and then a couple videos on the presidential debate. I know I'm a little behind, but I've been really busy with work. I've been really busy with a lot of the stuff that's going on. So now that I have a lot more time free, I'll be making a lot more videos updating, kind of giving play for play what I think were the most important topics of those two debates. But I am more along the line that on the first debate, Donald Trump had a missed opportunity. I don't say it was necessarily a fail, but it wasn't the best success it could have been, and we'll discuss why. We'll discuss why. I'll give my opinion. I mean, I'm a supporter, so I think that I go along the lines where I thought more or less that was a missed opportunity for him. But we'll discuss that in another video. Top Democrats in Congress, including House Judiciary Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler, have threatened to add more justices to the Supreme Court to thwart the 6-3 majority of that conservatives will have if Judge Amy Coney Barrett, Trump's nominee, is confirmed to fill the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat on the bench. So yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, this is just nothing but underhanded tactics by the Democrats. I mean, I don't see how the Democrats can be doing what they're doing on a nationally public stage and ever hope to cry. I just don't think the Democrats at this point are trying to change anybody's minds. At this point, they're like, we have our base, and that's it. If you're not in our base, you can screw off. Is basically what I feel the Democrats' position is. I just don't feel that they, play to any other base outside of their own base. Republicans try. Democrats, to me, absolutely refuse to try. They don't want to talk about the issues Republicans are bringing up. They don't want to talk about, and that's a huge problem. One of the things that I've always hated about the left and always hated about the Democrats is that they refuse to engage in legitimate, they only go, like, for instance, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez never goes on a show, never goes anywhere where her views would be seriously challenged. She never makes an appearance. She never does anything that won't positively reinforce her views. She's just like, I'm not going to give it time of day. That is not the way you bring people over. This is why people have disdain for the type of people she is, and the people that already like her. People that hear about her that already, and see, people are like, oh, well, she's gaining followers every day. People are finding out about her. These people already exist on that side. It's not that people are on the Republican side or on the middle of the aisle are finding out about this lady and being like, oh my God, let me go and follow her. No, doesn't work like that. It's people who are already on that side that are either, discovering her for the first time or coming onto social media or whatever, So that crap about, oh, this is, no. She's not converting everybody along with Biden. And they don't care. They're not reaching out. They don't want to, which is fine. the thing that the Republicans do, and the things that, even center of the road libertarians, they are willing to engage with people who will challenge their views and are even hostile towards their views. Dan Crenshaw goes on Bill Maher constantly. But we never see leftists on shows like Ben Shapiro. We never see leftists on shows where they would seriously get some pushback. And I'm talking prominent leftists. They'll send their little hashtag publicists made to look like a stupid person on TV, because that's what they themselves don't want to be, the stupid person. So that's where I have a huge issue with Democrats. I have a huge issue with leftists, where they just refuse to engage in any type of serious communication or serious debate about their views and criticism about their views. They refuse to engage with anybody who does not see things the way they see things. Or, and for instance, and I'm not, putting AOC, because AOC did work with, a couple, Ted Cruz, one or two times. But what I mean mainly is that they will not make appearances more to try to appeal. Like, for instance, they won't go on Republican shows because they know they'll be pushed on Republican shows. They know, and maybe it's the same thing for CNN, because I'm telling you, I don't like CNN, but we need to start coming to a realization where that's not good on any level, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. I don't want to play for a team that is changing the rules. I don't want to, it's understandable procedurally. It's understandable to make, changes. I'm not saying that. What I'm mainly talking about is making changes because whatever it is that's in current legislation had adverse effects to your gaining of votes. I think it's stupid. I don't like this whole mail-in ballot thing. I personally think that the Democrats are just, at this point, not even guising the fact that they're trying to steal the election. They're like, it's so close, who cares? It doesn't matter. So trust me, I will be out there. I will be voting. And I will make sure that, as best to my ability, these people don't get power. And that's the best thing I can do. So make sure that you guys are doing the same for whatever side you lie on, man. But I don't want these people in power. And let's see what we can do to stop them. Thanks again for stopping by and listening to this video. We'll have more later, and we'll have other videos in regards to some other content that I'll be producing. And I appreciate you listening. Until the next time, guys, be safe wherever you are, wherever you go.